why not? I'm going to try to draw cow kestis. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I'm going to probably have to keep switching or have the stream on a minimized scale where I'm looking at the photo reference that's an image on the other end of my phone. So I'm going to probably be doing that a lot. So, yeah. I probably won't be playing as good enough attention. So if anybody joins and I'm not looking, that's going to be why. So yeah, let's get ready to do this thing. So what should I do? I could put the lightsaber here, but I want to focus on the face first because I want to have the face be a crucial point and worry about the rest later. Oh, right. Why do I have... Where's my drawing glove? Shoot. My drawing glove is up... No, it's right here. This is going to be something a little bit new. Kind of wanted to take a break from the gaming stream stuff for a bit. I wanted to actually do something productive. Ugh. Shoot. You know what? I want to, instead of trying to, kind of just want to focus on getting the eyes first, and then the head shape can follow after that, and then I can worry about details because kind of focusing on small scale instead of just doing the head shape. I want to do like the eyes first because I feel like that gives me, like, eyes seem to be like the anchor point. I don't really have many references to go off of right now. Oh, it's too damn close. That's why it looks off. Okay. And the eyes, I need to compensate because I'm not trying to anchor the point. It's supposed to be, okay. Oh, that's why it looks off. Okay. Actually, need to trim the eyes down a little bit. I don't like how this is turning out. I'm trying to use a reference and it's just not, it either looks too small or it looks too off. Oh, crap. You know what? Oh, I'm going to try again. But this time I'm going to go for a bigger reference. Go bigger this time. And I'll erase that and I'll probably reuse it later for something else. Hold on. Crap. So, if anybody's wondering, I probably should have done this off stream. Crap. Didn't need to do that. There we go. I'm going to try to work bigger this time. I'm going to try to do that. I probably should have do this off screen or off stream because I'm constantly have to look over at my reference because I don't have a secondary phone to look at. So it's probably not going to look the way I want it. So it's starting to annoy me. Shit. There's my eraser. There we go. You know what? Instead of let's just focus on the 4 core pillars. So got this line. I'm trying to draw Cal, which is easier. No, that's too flat. There's like a little bit of a curvature. Nope. Honestly, hold on. What I need to do is just focus on doing this right. I don't want to do it small scale. I want to do it big scale. The line work is being a pain. So I'm going to just say fuck it. And let's focus on the line work. Because it's not going to look as good if I'm trying to downsize it and to capitate stuff. I'm not doing that. So, okay, this is the forehead right here. So this would be core. Oh, hold on a second. I actually forgot. I need to share the screen. Let me switch the camera around. There we go. Yeah, sorry, I was sharing the stream. That, and I was making sure some stuff before I was getting started. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling on this one. Hey, kid. Oh, man. I'm trying to do Cal, so I was hoping that this thing or this piece turns out pretty well. I have a reference in the corner of my screen, so I'm constantly checking that. before, and I'm hoping that it turns out well. I'm not very used to. I wish I had like reference, like I like prefer photo reference where I have it right near me, but because I don't have this printed, I'm constantly having to check. Oh, by the way, kid, did you put a message on her video by any chance? And stuff like that. I know she would appreciate it, and all that. Dang it! That's the one problem if I'm pushing a button because I have it on pinned on the side. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Well, I know would appreciate it anyways. I know she deserves it. I know that Mary kind of thought of her like a daughter. She mentioned that in a stream, and she cared about her deeply, and so she must. I know it's gonna bother Lynn a little bit. So let me move that there. But that's good of you. Good lad, good lad. Crap. Trying to get this right. Super frustrating. I wish I had the photo reference printed. I really do, because I want to have the reference printed because it's easier on me to draw, especially if I'm live streaming. I can just look at the photo and all that. But hopefully it comes out looking good. By the way, are you at school? Oh wait, it's a Saturday. Never mind. Never mind. All that. I'm trying to get this thing looking halfway decent so I can color it here in a bit. Because if I'm happy with the pencils, I can, might even add the watercolor. Work around with that, or oil markers. Test out all my new stuff, which I haven't really tested out the oil markers, so I don't really know how they are. By the way, what did you say for the record? Nothing rude, I hope. You better not have. Kid. If just out of curiosity, nothing rude, I'm hoping, for the condolences. Because Mary was always sweet. I figured out from RM she was a nice person. Okay. Well, you've talked to her from like streams, but also what I would say that, you know, if it was, I would have probably said something on the lines of, you know, I heard from RM that she passed. I'm sorry. She was a great person from little interactions we had, and yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Um, and and I'm so sorry. I hope, you know, you're doing okay. It's pretty much what I would have said to her. I put a little post out though. Also, why does it say you're not here for some reason? It's like it's acting very weird. There's there's no likes on the stream, so that's like fine, but it acts like nobody's here. Are you even still here, or did you leave? The counter is always weird. It says 1 and then it disappears. Hey guys. Hey Chuck. If you're wondering why I'm half looking at the stream and half not, I'm doing a character that I don't have photo reference for, and I'm kind of annoyed that I don't. I probably what I'm gonna do later in the stream is do a different character because it'd be easier for me. I was actually I want to give you a little update. Let me check. Stupid thing. Sorry about that. I did work a little bit on the Joker here, so I'm working on that with color pencils and stuff. If anybody's still here, welcome in. Testing out the. I'm testing these out. I'm gonna work on kestis. I'm just trying to get the pencils in. Can is everybody here? Is it working okay? I don't want it to be if it's being stupid. Just out of curiosity. Well, you know what? What I'll do is I'm gonna work on him off screen because I don't want to constantly. What I'll do is I'll work on him off screen for right now. I want to do a little bit of this. Work on the Joker, which I have the references for, so you guys can see me do him for a bit. And I'll probably change the thumbnail later. You know, add the Joker onto the thumbnail and change the title just a bit. So I'll do have the references here. You guys can watch. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. Sorry, by the way. Try to work with these color pencils. I've never used these too much. I've never really used these before, so I'm kind of getting the hang of them. So I got to on plus. Okay. Let me reply to that. Why is that? Okay. Hey, Ari. Well, look good so far. Thank you. Kind of getting used to these Kolar color pencils. Never really used these before, so kind of trying to get the hang of them, understand the blending and all that. I can't stay for long because I'm on my way to the beach. You lucky, 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 lucky person, you. Oh, you lucky person. Well, some of us can't go to the beach. Boo! I would like to, though. Boo boo. God, I would love to right now. Looking good. Thank you. My original plan for the stream was to do Cal, but I want to do that off camera because I can look at my photo reference and stuff. Yeah, I love the beach. Yeah, me too. And I was gonna do this, but I want to make sure this or this with the color pencils. But I thought, you know what? Instead of doing a sketch I already have and then stuff like that, I want to try doing a little bit different and working on it. Because I have the references and stuff, so I want to try and see how well I can capture it with the color pencils I have. And I might add and use the color watercolor paint or these big old boys and test and see if they're not dried out. So next, draw Josh Huck meme. It looks like. Thank you. It's getting there. I'm new to these things. I've never used them before, so for me, this is completely new ball game. So I'm kind of learning on the fly, like techniques and ways to get around problems and figuring out solutions while I'm in that process of drawing, because I've never used these type of color pencils before. They are Kolar, so they're second best from what the review said to what are they called? Prismacolor. So they're second best to them. And so basically I'm kind of learning. This is a totally new experience for me because I've never really used these before. So I'm kind of doing something a bit new. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's interesting, especially for me because I've never really. I like when I get something new because I can learn on the fly and kind of in the moment figure out, okay, well, this is how I can use this and I can do it. So it kind of comes in handy. Plus, I get to experiment with both these color pencils and oil markers. So I get to kind of try out a bit of two mediums in one. Try out two different things. My thing is, I don't really get a whole lot of new art supplies that often. So when I do, which the unboxing video is recent, along with some other videos, if you guys want to check those out. I tend to kind of, especially if I don't know enough about the medium, I like to improvise. Okay. Kind of figure out like my own way of working with them, because I don't mind taking any feedback of like people who have worked with that type of medium before. So like color pencils, oil markers. Well, I gotta go. Great drawing though. Thank you. Well, everybody's leaving. All right. Well, you guys have a good one. you know, you can share the stream and see if other people can join in and give it a watch if you can. And and I'll see you guys later. Also, not mad. When I said that like that, it was like it sounds like I was mad. No, I understand. You guys got to do stuff. But it's all good. Just but you share the stream and leave a like on the way out, and catch you later. I'm hoping to get to understand some of the shadow placement and learning how this stuff works. So this is kind of a new ball game. If anybody has any tips who have used either medium, please let me know in the stream if anything that has worked for you, because I do like getting a little bit of advice. I don't want to just completely go freestyle and, you know, basically completely do a medium just all on my whim of figuring it out. I like to have a bit of balance. Oh, crap. I'll check it out later. Okay. Da, da, da. But no, this is my first time using some other mediums in a while. Like, I've dabbled in oil markers and stuff, but I've never really used them. So for me, it's very interesting to try to figure out like techniques and think of all these like solutions to like problems in the process. I think that's something I like to do, especially in the art form, because you're thinking of all these little things that could benefit the piece, but you're not really thinking about all the problems in the moment until after the piece is done. You notice all the little things that just don't click as well. And I think for me, it's a pretty interesting experience. I think this should be a little bit wider. Try to push out that cheekbone just a little bit more. Sketchbook ink tour. Nice. I think let's put on. I'm getting all these notifications. It's like, okay. Wait a minute. Check it out in a minute. I'll say these are a little different than what I'm used to, and doing a character like the Joker, he has like pale whitish skin. The shading is very like I have to go very light. And basically try out my hand at fuck. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What other ones should I do? Okay, so there's a bit of like a brownish gray eyebrow he has. So it's not really green per se, but it's like a blend. I guess it is. I can't really tell because he has this very distinct. Jack Nicholson's Joker has this very iconic feel to it. Like even if he's still a bit like weird or goofy, he still has that iconic feel. I probably could. I think it does need a little bit of red in that inner layer, though. Do I have a red that I could use? Yes, I do. Good. Can go in there and probably add just a little bit of like shadow. Just a little bit of red into the inner layer. It's like, it's hardly noticeable, but it's like still there. I've never really used these type of materials like oil markers and stuff before, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. So if anybody has any tips for like what stuff, like how I should be doing certain things, and like, well, this is the way I blend, or blah blah blah, let me know. I don't mind a bit of constructive criticism or stuff like that if it's all well and good. Ow. Oh, crap. Is there a way to slightly... slightly... smooth out those areas. Probably need to go... I can go in there with white paint or something to smooth it out. Inking pen techniques, camera angles, apologies. Well, I can't watch those live on stream if she's. Hold on a second. Let's turn that around. Here we go. Enable flash. Probably could use like a sheets sheet. Okay. Nope. Need something light. Perfect. Perfect. That out right there. I need maybe a light gray. Let's see, how light is this? Nope, that's a purple. That is purple, not gray. Looks like a purple from that angle. No, that is too dark. And that could work, but it's not the right color. That is not even, that's a yellow. Who make this? Colorblind people? Nope. Nope. All right. This is me being genuine because I've never used stuff like this before. I want to experiment just a little bit. and try out like some of the colors and see what works and what don't for me, because my thing is, if I'm gonna do a drawing, a tester drawing, it's not gonna look perfect. I don't want it to, but I want to at least have an idea in the test for what I am trying to do. Because I've never used either materials before, I like to try to experiment with them, and I don't want to kind of make compromises and make it look like I have to have it perfect. I have to have it this. I lose that chance if I'm doing a tester drawing, because I know if I'm going to mix the materials, it's not going to look perfect. It's not going to be perfect. And I don't want it to look perfect yet. I want it to have a very beginner's feel, because you get to experience and test out things. And I like to do that. Testing things out. Oil markers. It's a little different ball game, if I'm being honest. Does anybody have any tips for mixing these together? Just out of curiosity. See if anybody has any tips they can provide for me to try these when I'm trying these out. Probably could go over this with like watercolor or something. Who knows? Trying to get a color feel for it. Hey, Simple. I'm testing out some of these new materials stuff I got. So the Copic or Color color pencils and the oil markers. I thought I'd test these out first. And I didn't want to do it on an old drawing until I have some stuff copied, but the Batman one I don't have copied yet. So I want to wait. So I thought, you know what? I did a little bit of this morning working on this, so I thought, why not? You know, even if it's a throwaway, why not? You know, test out the materials on the clown prince of crime himself, the Joker. Thank you. Also, I did leave other messages below that one. I didn't know if you saw it, but I saw you heart it, so I guess you agreed. I wasn't trying to be rude or nothing. Also, if you have any advice on this stuff, these different materials, I love to hear it. I honestly don't mind. People that have their own experience with certain materials always can enlighten me on, maybe techniques that I feel I could implement and try to understand, because I always think it's interesting to try to do a bit of something different. And all that, because this is kind of the first time I'm using this type of stuff. It's like it's a whole new ball game than just inking digital stuff. I don't use too many art supplies that much as I would like to. So for me, it's like I'm getting to experiment and try something a bit different than what I'm used to. And for me, that's great. It's stimulating because I get to try out stuff that I'm not as much used to. So yeah. Let's see. I'm looking for one of my good ink pens. There we go. Because I might try inking this one. And try giving it a more depth feel. Because I'm not really looking too much for realism. So how's your day going, by the way? Just out of curiosity. If you're still here, that is. Yeah, I just read your kill and then replied. Okay. I'll see what she's said in a bit. Can't exactly do it while I'm streaming now, can I? Nah, I didn't get the notification, so I thought I didn't see the comments sooner. That's fine. I'm kind of right now just testing out materials and stuff, trying to figure out ways, figure out what I'm comfortable with. So this Joker drawing is really just a tester. I don't really want it to be perfect, because if it was perfect, or me going like for a very perfect look, it would be me trying to emulate all this other stuff, and I don't want to do that because it's just going to feel like I'm trying too hard, and because I want to get a feel for some of the materials and what I want to do. And I also don't mind if like people like, hey, this is something I do, something you could try, and then stuff like that. So I don't mind the occasional tips. If like somebody uses similar materials. Because this is I think I've dabbled in oil markers, but Copic color pencils, like, I don't use too many color pencils, but I've used them in the past a few times, but not to the realm of like some people. So for me, I'm kind of like getting a chance to dip my toe in and see if the water's warm and try something different. Yeah, what art materials are you using? I'd love to get some tips. So for me, so what I mainly use, well, this is like for me, when I mostly use when I'm doing my regular art, is just doing when I do a pencil sketch, or I'm using a regular pencil, or just using, like, when I do a pencil sketch, I'm using either a lead pencil, which I can get at Dollar Tree. So, this just your regular type lead pencil, because they come very in handy. And the other is just a good, stable, regular color number 2 4B pencil. Now, if I feel like I can, get very thin in the lines, I sometimes use the Castle, Fiber Castle pencil. So you have an H9 and an H6. So the H's are more hard lead, so they're like very light on the graphite. So it's like very thin, like you can hardly see the lines. So like for me, those sometimes come in handy. Then if I do use like a blending stick and some stuff. So, but like for paint, I mainly use watercolors. I find them to be easy. Now I do use dried gouache, so I do have a set right here. So this is like a Studio Series dried gouache set, which is similar to watercolors, like a palette. It's just dried up a little bit, like, so it's similar to watercolor. Yeah, I would recommend to myself that I give advice, as I hadn't had much experience of this applies, so I can. You're all good. Trust me, you're all good. For me, it's like it's fine. I don't mind if like. Here's the thing: if for some stuff, I'm the same way. If you're asking for advice from me, if it's like for color pencils, unless I have more experience. When I get more experience, I could give you stuff. But with paint and some of the other stuff, the stuff that I do have experience in, I can give what little I know. Now, I do have these zebra, Japanese ink pens. So I have these. I got these at, I think, Joann's. So what they're basically waterproof. So if you want to work on inking, these things are genius. Especially because if you want to try out watercolor and you're like, well, I don't want to fool with having to do this, that, and the other, and you want to do very thin lines or like ink stuff, right? These are very handy, so you're not using like a Sharpie and stuff, because if it's not waterproof, you're fucked. You're not gonna have a fun day. So from my experience, it's better to have some stuff like that. Art supplies for you, just depends on your style. Like if if you're the thing is, for me, it depends on your style. If you want to do a bit of everything and you want to try and figure out what it is that you want from your style, then first I would try out doing just the small stuff. So like get comfortable with your basic materials to a point where like you don't have to go out of your way and get the more expensive stuff. Now, it can pay off in the long run, like if you're trying to do these certain projects. But if you're doing like basic pinups or kind of like stuff like I do occasionally, like one-off things like this or stuff, then I would suggest just doing like getting comfortable with your base materials and working your way up to see what you like the most. Because if you're trying to figure out, well, I should just go and get all the expensive stuff, you're not going to basically have a fun time because there's a reason that stuff is it's like if you're not going to hardly use it, there's no point. You have to be willing to take time and actually feel like you're going to want to stick with it, because if you don't, it's just going to be a big waste of money. And for me, I have the biggest problem with wanting to do a bit of everything, basically the expression is the trying to be a jack of all trades but a master of none. So for me, I want to do a bit of everything in my art, but the thing is, I don't really have an understanding of everything. So my advice to you is, well, don't be like me and basically try to do all this other stuff when you don't need to. You can easily just be comfortable. Yeah, I just realized it's in. As I told you, I should get more sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll check back tomorrow and rewatch stream. All right, man. Well, but keep what I said in mind, though. And also, if you want, share the stream a bit because, yeah, very sorry I have to leave before. I'll go and I'll share the live. Okay, well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully, people will tune in and stick around and like and all that stuff because I'm trying to get some more subscribers and trying to get more people interested. But it's been very difficult lately. Yeah, I will keep that in mind. Well, have a good night or have it. Yeah, you're good, and yeah, I'll try. Thank you. You too. Get some rest and take care of yourself. I might make a video about stuff in the future. Who knows? Okay. Do. Wish I had music playing so you guys don't feel like this is like an ASMR, hearing the scraping of paper every 25 seconds, because I know how annoying that can be. But because of the copyright system, it is a lot difficult to do that. I'm sorry. Shoot. Well, I didn't do that. Shoot. I can just go over it. I think I can do shading. And trying to get comfortable with these materials because I've never really used them before. I don't really expect things to look perfect. I don't want it to. Kind of just getting used to them. Should have probably done a character that I feel like would work best with both materials. Oh, man. But you know what? That's just fine with me. Even if it doesn't look perfect, it's still a good tester drawing. And I can always redraw it later. Probably in a bit I'll finish some things. Let's see. Where? Green. There we go. So this bit over here would be the hair. I shared the post. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I hope more people come in and stop by. I don't want to sound like I'm insane every time. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Yeah, goodbye. You too, man. Sleep well. Take care of yourself. All that jazz. I appreciate it. Get more comfortable with oil markers and inks. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Oh. Um, ugh. I think it's because of the black bit there. My original plan was to draw a cow, but I wanted to do a tester drawing. So this bit goes a little bit above because of the shade, because of the hat. Goes a little bit above. Getting kind of comfortable with these things. I'm trying to, at least. Oh man, things are a little odd, but they're pretty interesting materials. Trying to figure out the shade here because it's one of these hats that's like very interesting. Let me put it's called words. It's one of those flat hats. So the design of it's very very frustrating to shade and stuff. Especially drawing it like from angles. It's like very weird and very, it's cool, but it's still frustrating as all can be. Mainly, especially for me, because I find the design to be very odd and oddly some places. It's probably not going to get perfect, but it is a rough sketch, so type thing where I'm just experimenting with the new colors or new materials, figure out what I'm comfortable with. Crap. I believe, if I remember correctly, because of the lighting, I think it's like a bit of goes down here, and there's like a, what's it called there. I could, but what I'm gonna probably do is do like a shade here where it's like half in the dark, where I can put in, where I kind of feel like I can put in like a little, not as much detail, where I can feel like I can just work on shading. Because I feel like if I'm with the Joker, I feel like I want to put in like a bit of just half of a shade. That is super annoying. I am so sorry to everybody who have to listen to that. I'm gonna try to keep it from being annoying, which is super hard. Feel like I can do a shadowy look. I don't know how completely. Like in the shadow. Trying to figure out what I'm comfortable with here, because I'm not as used to this. I don't want to do that the whole time. Do a bit of shading. Oh, 2 likes on the stream. Cool. Wonder who the second person who liked was. Well, it's much appreciated. It's looking great. Thanks. Well, it's more of a tester drawing. I kind of am just adding this shade to it and gonna probably put it in my, what's it called? I'm just testing out oil markers, and I was testing out the color pencils to see what I liked and what I didn't like about using them. And I just was kind of I was doing Joker because I thought it'd be easier in stream, and I was like, right now I kind of screwed it up, but I'm like, I can easily trace over stuff if I need to later. But I was like, I don't really care right now. It's more just me having fun. So yeah, I'm gonna try to put up some of my markers. I'm probably gonna do right now while I'm bored, not really bored, but while I'm getting comfortable with stuff, I might as well put the color pencils back out and try to work on something I haven't done. You know, actually, I could do him, but I don't know. I don't have my photo reference on me. I got him done partially, but I don't have the photo reference, so I can't really work on him. Oh, that's irritating. That's super irritating. I could, because I did a little bit of this one, I could actually do a compromise and just do, because this is one I did on all paint, so I've never really did any other work on it, and this is an old one, so I might try to use this as an experiment, see how it goes. What do you think? Also, hopefully you're having a good day, by the way. Welcome in. Welcome. All the welcomes. Yeah, sorry that you don't. You're. Yeah, it's good. It's upstairs, and I'm kind of too lazy to go get it. I'm a lazy fat boy. I am fat boy. I am big boy, lazy boy. Well, I'm not really fat, but I just like to mess with myself. But regardless, I don't have the reference on me, so I'm kind of gonna have to go. I can kind of experiment with something else instead of doing a good drawing and then instantly screwing it up because I wanted to. But yeah, no, I can probably do a little bit of work with these. I have the like Copic color pencils, so I might experiment, test the water, see what I like, what I don't like. Let me put my pencils somewhere. Might give these bad boys more of a spin and see what. Or I could try doing this with oil markers. What do you think? Should I try a mixture of both or just one and then see how it looks and then do the other to add on to it? This one was only done with like freaking, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was only done with, it was only done with stuff. That sounds weird. It was only done with stuff. No, it was only done with watercolors, so I figured, you know what, why not try to do some other stuff with it. I haven't really used it or done anything with it, and it's just sat around, so why not try to experiment, huh? See how well I can get this thing looking. I haven't really done any work on old projects, so why not, you know? keep starting up new ones, never finish the old ones. Because I'm bad. I'm bad at that. I'm very, very bad. I'm bad at that. Shoot. So how's your day been? If you don't mind me asking, at least. Where is it? This is okay. This is the right one. Oogie Boogie. It looks quite nice already. That the work he did. Yeah, but I never really had time to finish him. But yeah, yeah, I would have saved him for Halloween or something. But I just never really. I worked on him a bit and then just completely forgot that I had him. It's the same thing I do with like some projects. I have like Wednesday Addams somewhere sitting around and I never finished her, or what's his name from Queen, or other projects. I just keep adding on to my workload, and then I wonder why I have so much crap I still need to do. I have some stuff finished, but it's like I still need to get that stuff done. Let me check my messages. Nope, haven't got any. Crap. There we go. But yeah. Any tips for oil markers? Because I am testing these suckers out first. Because I want to try my hand in learning each material. Because I'm more than capable of like, because I use paint and stuff, but I want to try stuff I'm not as familiar with and see what it adds to a piece. Yeah, sometimes I get started on one project and yeah. For me, it's just too my ADHD making my brain feel like it's on crack. Also, I don't know about oil markers. No, that's surprising. Usually you use them a lot, or you just use regular markers and I'm wrong. But it's alright if you don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't know much about them either. I just use regular markers, but I've been using some alcohol markers recently. Yeah, I've dabbled in using them before, but I've never really committed to a full project working on them. And same with color pencils. I've never committed myself to using them. Mainly just because time, and also just because I just never saw myself using them very much. I just kind of just figured my art style, or my style, would be just purely and simple. Trying to figure out what it was, if it would be like Alex Ross's or not. And nowadays, I just don't give a crap. I'll just do whatever works, and figure out what it is I'm trying to do. I thought about doing a stream in the future where I'm just drawing, like trying to come up with character designs the whole stream, and just and people can vote on which ones they like the most. And because I still want to do that comic, my problem has just been like time, but it's also just been I struggle a lot with trying to come up with character designs I like, because I want something to look halfway decent to where it looks just as good as the page. And plus, I also want a certain feel of like it's easy for me to draw, and I can figure out what works in the panels and how it can have that feel and all that. Yeah, everybody's stopped by, but they can never. They haven't been able to stay because they're busy, which is fine with me. I only have managed to get maybe a few videos out last night. One of them was just, it wasn't really for drama, but it was about like a creator. And honestly, I feel like, whatever, I don't like to be that person that wasn't picking a fight. It was just me kind of going in and saying, this is what happened between this person and me. This is some of the things and how they came across. Maybe they need to work on this, and hopefully they have a better future. Now, if that video ever gets copyright striked or stuff like that, oh boy. Yeah, I'll probably be staying a while. Yeah. Oh, cool. I know the stream is like, I was gonna draw Cal Kestis, but I do not have a photo reference printed, and I work better if I have something printed, and I have like toys or something I can base my illustration or my drawing off of. And if I have a good idea of how it looks anyways, more than likely it's gonna be fine, because I most often than not have like a certain color feel to it, and even if I'm kind of experimenting, so like I've never used oil markers or color pencils or stuff, these like ones, I still like to keep a good amount of me not completely trying to do something new, me trying to just good on you for acting professional with doing that. Yeah, as why the interest was there, still be respectful. Yeah, and I try to, I could go on a rant or cuss or get mad or stuff like that, but it's not worth it. And it's also just like, you know, I'm not going to sit there and give them a satisfaction if they ever saw the video to respond and basically, this, that, or the other. The only thing they could even say if they did was just like I kept sometimes slipping up and referring to them as she. They're not a she. I honestly, I don't care. It's like whatever you want, fine. But also, keep in mind you didn't respect me either. So, that's you. So don't start. That's. But yeah, I appreciate that. I tried. I like to keep a level head. Even if I'm pissed off, even if I am not happy with something, I still try to keep that level head to not allow B3. But yeah, and I tried to be as, like just keep it what the problems were, the core things and all that. And that's about it on the subject. I know I have like a few projects I need to eventually do. So like I need to do some stuff off stream. Like I got fan art I need to do. I have projects that probably need to get finished eventually. It's just finding the time to do them has been the pain. It's just been very frustrating. My back. And hoping to get some videos out eventually. I know I'm gonna have some stuff recorded with a friend. I need to do that, and I have to find a way to get like some of my phone space cleared so I can have the time to record like genuine videos for like art stuff or whatever that I'm happy with. And I don't really have a mic, so like sometimes there's a lot of and it's just so annoying. And I don't want to have to keep recording the same thing. It's like there is a function if you're a pro member to isolate noises and all that crap. And it's like, oh, of course they make that for pro members or for a paid thing. Why can't you do that for free? Yeah, I've learned that when you have a bunch of stuff you need to do, it's best to take it one project at a time. Yeah. My thing is my brain works a lot different where I'm very chaotic. And I my biggest problem for me is like I put too much on myself to do, and even though I want to do all these other things, like I'm putting this, and this, like 50 things I got to do in one day, and then I don't even talk to my friends or stuff like that, and it's like very frustrating and angering on my end because it's like I want to also get this done, but I also want to hang out and do stuff and talk and be around people that I care about. And it's like I can't find the time to do that if I can't get this stuff done. And no one else is going to do it for me if I can't get the work done. So it's like, if you have all these like projects and you keep putting one off and you're adding on to it, it's like it's not going to get done if you don't force yourself to get the work done. And that's where I think for me, I just have this thing where I need to. And plus, like, there's like projects that I prefer to get printed before, like the real realistic ones, like Michael Keaton and stuff like that. That stuff I honestly I want to get that stuff printed before I even touch it. So like Blue Beetle or stuff like that. That stuff for me is like me having to get that stuff printed, which is hard enough to do because I want to make sure it's good. And also, if you try to go and get it printed at like the library or stuff, and they have like one of those printers that has a bad, what's it called, and it has like, and it puts a lot of spaces in it, then that gives me a lot more work to where I have to go in, and then I have to take these, like, what's it called, and plus I would have to take like good quality pictures if I wanted to get it printed like at Photoshop, or like on a at a Photoshop, or like at Walmart as a picture. um I for me, that just like dulls my it dulls me down, because like I have to make sure all these tiny things are good first before I do that. And if I'm doing like a realistic, what's it called, and I have the pencils just perfect, my biggest thing is I want to have a copy of it, because the biggest, and this is something any artist does, and it's like, make sure you have a copy of the original first, because if you don't have a copy and then you go straight to coloring it, you're more likely going to screw up, and then like you cannot undo it, and you're gonna have to try to remake it, which, unless you have perfect memory, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, the thing is, most important, focus on getting things and timed out, like often with large projects I spend. Yeah, and for me, I don't do them as much as I want to anymore, because they're extremely draining. But yeah, I know. My biggest thing is, I more often than not work on these big poster projects. So this was something I was doing for a long while, and I stopped doing it because it was very draining. And it's like a lot of work per figure. And unless I'm going to commit myself and get like, unless it's a project I feel like I have a good anchor point, and it has good, I prefer, if I'm doing a poster project, I prefer occasionally, especially if it's like painted or something, I prefer there to be multiple people helping me with it, so like other artists to help, and where I feel. And this is something like I kind of tried to hint at to another artist who's kind of a little older than me, and I was like trying to, in a way, hint at him and say, hey, this is a project I want to do. But it was also me saying, maybe you can help me with the layout and help me understand things and like work on these little details. But I don't think he got it. So I was like, I just kind of dropped it. Plus, I want to wait for the movie to come out anyways. But like for me, my big thing was, when I was starting out, my big thing was posters. Like I would do these big posters, like either they were painted or they were drawn, inked, whatever. And I would get them from Dollar Tree or something. And I would get not the poster boards, because those cracked easy. Those were what I started on, and I didn't like that. So I got the posters, and I would draw on the softer side, not the glossy side, because that was terrible. And it took like, each one would take a month, a year, a week, or a very long period of time. Either if I didn't screw something up, or if I just felt like it anchored everything, it was pretty golden. But it would take that amount of time per figure to figure out what I wanted at that period of time. So for me, that was my main thing. That was my main gig. I would do a poster, and it got to a point where I was doing so many that I forgot to finish ones I already was working on. So I still have around 52 or 72 posters still in my room. Most of them are painted. Some of them are in various stages. Some are even not even worked on, because I just got so overwhelmed. And like there was a friend of mine told me, here's something you need to focus on a little bit more and build up your skill in that medium instead of working on all these projects, all these big things. Why don't you focus a little bit on the small ones? And so like that's why you'll see me doing like a small single print or something like that, because like doing any type of art, any art at all, is draining. But if you're doing like a big project, it takes especially if you have all these, like for me, I'm very elaborate and I have like very good layout designs. So if I was doing like with the posters, each one took, for layouting, it took maybe an hour. Then going into the actual poster to pencil, it took around 5 to 3 to 6 hours. And then painting, depending on what I could get done per day, it took around weeks or a month or years, or a year or at most, depending on the poster size, depending on how many characters I wanted to do per poster, and just depending on like what little things I felt like had holes in the composition. Because like I can look at some of those posters and I'm not happy with them. And that's just me being nitpicky. But I mainly tried to break up the process sometimes, but not all the time. But it's like I wasn't really gonna get paid for them. But like if I took them to a con or I took them to somewhere, more than likely, somebody would have bought them. Somebody would have got them. Somebody would have bought them, and I would have been happy with that. But my thing was, I just could not do that type of work, right then and there, because I had so many. It's the same problem I have with even the mini prints, is like there's so many. Yeah, I feel like it's important to have a similar project. Large projects of skill you need to time and breathe stuff. Projects of yeah, but like, okay, if I had one down here, I'd show it. But I had one, and if you can dig around the shorts, you probably will find it. But there's a few that I've worked on. So like there's one for Stranger Things. So if somebody's a fan of that show, they know I had something being worked on for that. Trying to think. I had something for 5YL. I had other stuff. I did have a Spider-Man one. I just did not. Later on, I started to realize all these little holes of like just not liking where it was going. And I, especially when I tried to add Mysterio and kind of screwed it up, and I just felt like, ugh, here we go again. And I just didn't like it. So I figured I'd do it digital, take what I had originally and then redo it. But, for me, I'm very nitpicky. I'm going to do a large project, I want it to look where I can go back and look at it and still be happy with it and not notice all the flaws or just notice holes in the composition or just notice all these little things I don't like. Because it's gonna feel for me like it's like I'm I don't like that. Like I could easily go back and retouch up things, but then I end up probably screwing it up worse. So I kind of don't want to have to recreate it. The best thing I can do is move on. But I think for some things I like to recreate or retouch up or redo. But just finding the time to do it is like kind of hard, because I want that feel where I feel like I can easily I can easily feel like I can touch it up and not have problems. I think for a single block image, like, okay, if the character is focused and head on to the viewer, stuff like this is simple. This is very simple. Like, I can do stuff like this all day. But the problem is if you have multiple characters all in various, like if I was to do multiple characters in one block, I would have to work on posing and stuff like that. And it's like yeah, sorry if the way I pretend these things seem really dumb. It makes absolutely zero sense. No, you're good. I understand it fine. I understand what you mean. You're not you're not in the wrong. You're not what you said isn't dumb or anything. It's fine. No, it's just like for me, that's just how it is for me. I don't want to sound like a narcissist or nothing, but it's like for me, that's where I feel my stuff is at. You know, it's just basically I feel like that's where it is per se. It's not like it's hard to explain, but it's not really bad, you know. I just need to get better at, you know, finding the time to work on stuff, and I gotta clear out my slate because my thing is I have a lot of these ideas for layouts, or I push myself to figure out, like, I can see layouts for fan art or compositions or stuff like that, and then like I have all these sketches. Like I had months ago, I had plans to do a series where I draw my like fan comic covers of stuff that I came up with, and I never did it because I've had work that I need to get done, and just work that keeps coming in, or stuff that I need to do beforehand that just keeps getting in the way. So like just regular based projects like suggestions on streams or stuff like that, that stuff can take like abundant amount of time, but I kind of can break up the process with like a gaming stream or stuff like that, or finding time to hang out with my friends if I can. But it's more me just struggling to get that work done because it's just like very kind of frustrating. You know, it's like you want to do stuff, but then you can't because you have this, you know, whereas every person thinks, and yeah. And plus, like, for me, it's very stimulating to work on these stuff. Like, it's very stimulating to, like, get a feel for things and also experiment. Like, for this, it's like me getting to touch up an old drawing, but I'm also getting to work with materials that I don't usually work with. Like oil markers, like color pencils or stuff like that. I'm kind of getting to work with stuff that gives me a different, I guess, touchstone or feel for the drawing. And for me, that's great. It really breaks up the process. The problems still arise when you try to get the other things done, and you're trying to add. It's basically trying to have all your eggs in one basket. Eventually the basket's going to break, the handle's going to break, or you're going to fall and everything's going to be destroyed. So it's like I have to kind of, because I'm ADHD, I always have so many projects on my mind, but I can't do them all at once, you know. And because I'm so nitpicky, And I'm very particular on my projects. Like if I handed it off to somebody else to work on, and basically my biggest thing is like, I know better to give somebody an original copy. You know, it's like if I'm going to do that, I got to basically have a copy of the original on my own. Like I have to give them a copy if they're going to do any work on it. You know, I don't want them to I don't like being that way. I'm very particular. So for me, if I give somebody my work, I want it to be, you know, if I'm giving somebody, okay, let's say this. Okay, let me get a little sidetracked here. Let's say I give somebody some rough ideas for some covers or some concept art or stuff like that. I give them around a couple pages, right? I give them just some designs, some whatever, all that. So I give them those designs. They're all copies. So if I give them the copies, it probably, yeah. Thank you. It's probably gonna come out looking a lot better if I give them a copy compared to an original. Plus, if I give them an original, I do risk my own work kind of getting trampled over, which I don't want to sound like an ass when I say that. I don't have a problem with somebody going over my work. I just, I'm very OCD. I don't like my stuff fucked with. Just to put it in words, easy, simple, and probably assholeness. I don't like my stuff fucked with. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Pearl white and it's fucking yellow. What the fuck? Okay. Go. Yeah, oh, this is so dark. What the hell? Well, that's dumb. There's not any browns in this? Are you? I guess this can work. That's odd. There's not any freaking browns in this packet. It's gray. Ow! Son of a bitch. Not any browns. So weird. Well, that's kind of dumb. There's no browns. What the fuck, man? Oh well, I kind of can work from a little bit, and then I'm gonna. There's no browns. Probably might end the stream here in a bit. I don't know. Yeah, no brown. No. Let me set the scene here. There's around 72 of these things. Guess what? This one's too dark. Doesn't even work for me because it's too dark. Let me put it on a coloring sheet here. Let me show you how dark it is. That's too dark for Oogie. Let's see. There's this which looks like a brown. Let's test it out. Let's see. No, I take that back. We got a brown. we got something that looks like a brown, even though it is not a brown. It is a rose bleach. Okay, who the names these markers, man? Who the names these things? We got a brown. We got something that looks like one. It's not perfect, but it's I will say I have been told I can come off like a narcissist from time to time. I do not mean to talk about myself the whole fucking time, so sorry. So hopefully you're having a good day and all that crap, and you know, if you want to talk about some stuff with you, that's well and good. I'm sorry. I've kind of spent the whole time like rambling and talking about me, art, my way, and I didn't even bother. You know, well, then never mind. Yeah, same here. On the what's it called? It's very weird that they do that, though. But probably could do like a lot more lighting up. Nah, you don't come off narcissistic. Well, that's good to know. Sometimes some people have said that I do sometimes. And I was like, I've met narcissistic people. They are a-holes. But you're entitled to your opinion, even if you're wrong, but I can understand what you mean. I'm not gonna lie, that when somebody said that, I was like, what the? Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Hopefully. How has the new year been so far? For me, it's been decent. Saw a video from a friend. A friend we both her and I knew died. Which I saw that this morning, which kind of sucked. Let's see. Mainly just doing some projects. It's been relatively decent, not awful. Just kind of trying to get some work done, mainly. And then, oh right, I forgot to mention this. So, freaking Jedi Survivors being stupid glitch wise, and that was pissing me off. So that's been very fun, might I add. Let's see. New Year wise, it's been relatively decent. Besides a few hiccups, it's been in online and offline. It's been relatively okay. Not perfect by any sense of the word, but just decent enough to where it's tolerable. I'm hoping to eventually get the time to work on some characters and stuff like that. It's just been one chaotic mess. Yeah, sorry for you and your friends' loss. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. She the Mary was great. She was kind. It sucked, but I'm glad that I found out. Anyways, even if she and Lynn were close, but I even if I didn't know her for too long, I knew she was a great, kind individual and all that. Plus, I need to eat some Chinese here in a bit. Also, I'm trying to think of what I could stream tonight. I'm getting tired of streaming Survivor, which is odd because I have to do some art for it later. So it's like, oh, great, lovely. I need to do that. Trying to think of what I can do. I don't know. 3 likes on the stream. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a good new year, and it's interesting start. Have a lot of projects are coming to a close. Some that I need to do and all that. Finding the time and then also getting my phone space cleared has been a massive thing. Massive. I did do a little bit of work on him earlier in the stream, so I only got the hair done, and then I'm gonna probably do more work later. I hate when my phone does that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do work on that. What else? Not a whole lot besides getting these new art materials, which have come in clutch, I guess. I have to kind of experiment and get comfortable with them. I probably could lighten this up because I think Oogie has like a very lighter brown, and I can go in there with like a paint maybe. I don't have any oil markers that work, and this marker right here could work, but it's very extremely thin and it won't really show anything. So shoot. Oh, my back. And my head. I need to eat at some point. Oh, what else? Right now I'm still trying to get the hang of oil markers. There's something that I'm a little confused by. They're good to use. I'm not saying they aren't. I think they're great. They're a little bit odd. Honestly, you're a really cool artist. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I try. I'm not the best in the world, but I try to be pretty good. My sister tries to say she's the better artist in the family. I put that one up for debate. She likes to showboat. But that is my sister for you. She's always been the showboat. Even if I don't see her much. She's the biggest, she tries to be the biggest showboat. Yeah, I do if I can find time to get, if I can get some good quality pictures of some of the penciled art pieces, so like, hold on a second. If I can get this big old boy, take a picture of him, and then I get, Batman wherever that print is, because it's got to be somewhere. Hold on. Shoot. If I can find it. God darn it. It's somewhere in this hopping mess. There's an art piece that I'm about to show. Somewhere in this hopping mess. Somewhere in this hopping mess, there's something to show. But it isn't hidden now. What it is hidden now, and I'm pissed off. Doop, 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 doop. Nope. Hold on. Nope. No. Well, that's the singer of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Could try using him. They're doing art. Finishing him. I don't know. Maybe. Bring this upstairs to work on. I'm looking. You are indeed very underrated among artists. YouTube. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I guess. I can agree there. I still have Kang and others to finish. Even if I know about the whole thing with Jonathan Majors, believe me, I don't approve. Don't like what he did. Regardless, not much I can say about it. Then I got this big boy to finish. And then I can do this one. And I finally found this motherfucker. This one. So I have all these big boys that I still need to get done. And this one took me a couple hours. I did a little bit of penciling even outside the house. I bring it with me and like had to do some stuff for that. So that was very incredibly frustrating and annoying, but worth it because, you know, I can get more detail in there. I think my art does better when I actually first stick to the penciling and figure out the shading, and then like when I do go in to add detail, I can basically figure out all that other crap. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I guess I am. I hope that, you know, more people see my stuff. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying. It's always difficult because the YouTube algorithm sucks. And like I said to Ari, I said, I guess I kind of suck at this because the algorithm just will not recommend my stuff. But I think it's also just because I don't do enough art videos where I'm working on stuff, or art shorts or whatever. And half the time if I do, they don't really get into 100K views. So it's like very frustrating, but you know, what can you do, you know? Manholder drawing growth has been absolutely crazy. Man, yeah. Well, oh, there's my battery at 15%, so crap. Shoot. Well, just the worst timing in the world, but I have been going for 2 hours, so. All right. So set the stage for what my plans are for this evening. After I eat, I probably I'll try to get a video out, but I'm most likely not going to because of, you know, They've gotten like 285k subs in the last couple weeks. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, even like with Ari and a lot of the others, everybody else is in like 200k and stuff like that. And just like, I'm sitting here like, God damn it. You know, I'm working so hard. Plus, I think for me, it's like, you know, I don't think I draw stuff that people find relevant or people like enough. And if I was to draw other stuff, like, I think the massive thing is like draw things that people want to see, and it's like culturally appropriate, like people already know, and like the most iconic stuff. And I know that most of my audience is male. I think there's a very small, itty bitty 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 small percentage of female, which is fine, you know. But you know, I gotta figure out a way to like mend the gap, if you will. I want to try to make stuff that everybody can enjoy, from females to males and stuff like that. Yeah, crazily, most trends tend on YouTube, the algorithm compared to more of the stuff. Yeah. I'll say for me, I do have plans to do like some ideas for like comic covers. That was one of my plans. But depending on time and crap, I probably don't know if I'm even gonna work on it, because it's just like been so hard to get anything done. Like, I've done, you have like all these other projects. Like, I have all these in the small corner there. Like, some are finished, some are not finished. So it's like I gotta find the time to get some stuff done. And then I just gotta do stuff. Like, I do have videos I want to work on that I want to do, and find the time to get that and get the research and get like, I want to have, sometimes I want to have co-hosts where like somebody, if it's a video that I think it's relevant to like something that design wise that people would enjoy, and like, you know, whether, because I did have plans to do Flash villains and stuff like that, like for CW, and redesign stuff, and redesigning the characters to look more like the books and Percy Jackson, or rewriting the Percy Jackson show, that and stuff like that, or just rewriting certain episodes. I feel like the videos, I don't have enough of them on the channel to where I'm happy with. Like, if you look at the ratio, I have a lot more streams and shorts than I do videos. And that's mainly just because the videos don't do well. Like, nobody watches them. Nobody goes through the whole thing and can watch the whole any of them. And if more people would like my the videos or stuff I put out, it would help in like the comments and stuff. But I don't expect them to, you know. Yeah, right now I have like 5 projects I need to get done, so I haven't, because the time is good. Yeah, same here. I honestly have like ideas for projects that I just need I want to do, and I just can't. But it would be so much helpful if I had other people to work off of and help, but I do not. But that's neither here nor there. So, but yeah, I probably need to go eat here in a second or two. I do have plans on doing a stream tonight. I don't know if I'll do a gaming one. I'm trying to, might do videos. It just depends. Yeah, videos, I expect them to flop, and they are fun for me to do. Yeah, my thing is, my problem is I don't have enough time or space to work on them, and then when I do them, they don't do well. So it's like very frustrating. But yeah, I know that one. But yeah, I honestly I do have some videos I want to do. I have a lot of ideas, few little things. Just depends. I do have a few that I want to work on. I just don't know how well they'll do. So I just gotta find the time and get this my phone space worked out, because that's been the major factor of why I don't do anything on my phone, video wise, because if I do, it's like very short or minuscule. So yeah. um my, yeah. um yeah, yeah, honestly, I have a lot of projects I need to do, and and today I kind of mourned in my own way. I tried to keep busy when I found out Mary died, because I find, I would like to, I force myself to keep busy, where I don't dwell on it, I don't focus on it, and I mourn in a very distinct way, where I'm kind of like Kratos, where it might seem on the outside that I'm not upset and I'm not angry or I'm not sad, but you be wrong. Inside, I am hurting, I am upset, but even if there's nothing I can do about it, I kind of try to mourn in a way where I'm kind of putting on a front, where I'm very strong on the outside. So yeah, like for me, it's been a very interesting day. I've tried to kind of keep myself busy, try to not to focus on things, because I could have done worked on and edited videos, but with the phone space crop problems and all this other crap, I really don't have the time. So I really, and even then, I also want to try to get like the phone space figured out first, to where I can work on multiple videos and I can focus on them, where I'm happy with what I'm putting out and stuff like that. And I'm not constantly having to worry about like my phone storage or crap like that. Because I could do it on a laptop, but I still have the same problem there. um, but yeah, no, I might try to get some videos worked on, because I have some good ideas for some, and I keep telling myself I'm gonna do these, and I just never do them. So what I'm gonna try to focus on, yeah, I usually show emotion first, but then dwell constantly questioning anything. Yeah, well, for me, it's like I try. It shocked me, it upset me, but like I can't let myself dwell on why, or how, or what I should have done, or maybe I should have reached out more, or maybe I should have said or checked on them more. But yeah, honestly though, again, yeah, it's okay. She was great. She's a grandmother. She was an amazing person. She was so sweet when she was around. She may have not have been around always, but she was a pretty sweet, kind, amazing person. Even with Lynn, even though Lynn was the closest to her, they were besties, they were friends, you know. And I may have not have met her soon, but with the short time I did, she was great. But I appreciate it. But yeah, like it's nothing. Like like for me, loss is very difficult. I try to deal with it in my own way. I've never been good at it, but hey, nobody is. So for me, I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna, let me check what time do we got. Battery is at 7, so um I appreciate that, man. What I'll try to do is maybe either I'm gonna try to get multiple videos out tomorrow, so like they'll be spaced out. Make sure I edit them good. It just depends on what I'm gonna cook up video wise, because like I don't want to do videos I'm not happy with. And with this phone space constantly being like at 30 or 29 or whatever, it's just like it's extremely frustrating. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get that worked out for tomorrow. Focus on the videos, not as much of the streams. So yeah, loss is unbearable. The hardest. Yeah. I know that. Trust me. But you just gotta. The thing is, like, I know a lot of people have their problems with her as a writer, but the one thing from the movie, from The Prisoner of Azkaban, the one moment I always love is the ones that leave the ones that are gone never truly leave us. They're always right here and right here. So they're always live with us in in our hearts and in our memories for the ones that they touched, and they leave behind something to remember them by. So that's what I kind of always hold on to. It's like, they they never truly leave us, because they'll leave us if we forget them. They'll leave us if they fade away a little bit, but they will never truly leave us because we always carry around the pictures or videos or photos, or just hearing their voice and just remembering how amazing they were. But yeah, well, my battery's at 5, so I am going to end the stream. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna try to get this stuff done. I got Oogie Boogie at least somewhat worked on a little bit better. I think I got the handle on the oil markers. Might try doing Cal Kestis off stream, so you guys might get an update for that, and I might try doing some small things here or there. All that jazz. And I might even try next time to focus on doing characters that are made more for the oil markers, like doing 5 years later, which, again, I highly recommend checking out the Ink Tank. They have the motion comic, so it's like 6 issues in for 5YL, and then you can check out their website too. And yes, have a wonderful day. That wonderful live by the way. Yeah. To live by. Yeah. Agree. Well, I'll probably if I don't try to stream again later, it just depends on timing and just in general stuff. I'll try to get some stuff out later on, hopefully, and all that jazz. So I appreciate you stopping by. You have a good rest of your night or day, all that jazz. I need to eat. And till next time, peace out. Bye-bye.